my favorite abundance concepts comes from a biblical quote. I mean, not that I represent myself as any kind of biblical scholar, but some of the concepts I like to share are so succinctly and beautifully expressed in different religious texts. And in this quote from the Bible, God the Father says, "And the righteous shall flourish like the palm trees and grow like the cedars in Lebanon." Now, the word righteousness comes from the Greek for right way or right wayness. So what God the Father is saying, that the people who will flourish are the people who live in the right way. So what is the right way? Well, I guess you really need to ask yourself, but it probably starts out with being good and kind, of course, but I don't think that that's really enough. It's so many things: being true to yourself, living in integrity, being generous, and making choices moment by moment. Do we tell an expedient lie? Do we exaggerate? Do we blame, condemn? Do we speak ill of others? Personally, I think that right wayness is a moment to moment decision. It's every day peeling off more layers of, well, they call it more layers of the onion. I say more layers of ourselves that aren't really ourselves. They're our false self, the personality self, the expedient self. Yes, it's also do no harm, but I think we've come to a place in our lives where we know what right wayness is. We just have to choose it, and then we will flourish. And then in the Bible, God the Father goes on to say, "All that I have is yours." Think about that statement. All that I have is yours. It doesn't say some of what I have is yours, and it doesn't say all that I have is for some people, but maybe not for others. No, it says all that I have is yours. The infinite abundance of the universe was created for you, and it's waiting to shower on you. And if you're not enjoying all of that splendor, it's simply because you're somehow stopping the flow. You're like the little kid who's watering her flowers, and she steps on the garden hose and gets all upset and says, "Daddy, there's no more water. My flowers are going to die." Well, and of course the father says, "Darling, there's more than enough water for you to water your flowers, but you're stepping on the hose." So how do we stop stepping on our hose? How do we live in right wayness? And how do we raise our vibration so that we vibrate with the abundance that's waiting for us? I mean, I see it like one of those balloon drops. Have you ever been at a convention or a sporting events where they have like an event where they have like a big net on the ceiling and it's filled with balloons, and then like the candidate is announced and someone pulls the string and all the balloons come showering down? Well, you just need to learn how to pull the string. You don't have to create prosperity. It's waiting. It's waiting for you like the balloons in the net. All that I have is yours. You just have to learn how to pull the cord. It's the same principle that I've shared before from Kabbalah, the Jewish mystical text about the light of the Creator being everywhere, and that the light is not only filled with grace, but with everything we desire. And just like the sun, it shines on every one of us the same. It doesn't just shine on people of one sex or one race or one religion. The sun doesn't discriminate, but we're the ones who decide if we want to put up an umbrella between us and the light, or live in an underground bunker and die from lack of vitamin D. The sun is still shining, even if you're blocking it from shining on you. So how do we bask in the sunshine of grace? How do we bask in the sunshine of abundance? How do we allow that flow to us? How do we allow the balloons to drop? I'm going to repeat this. Every word we speak, every thought we think, and every action we take either puts a veil between us and the light of grace, or it removes the veil between us and the light of grace. And when we speak words or have thoughts that are based in doubt or lack or negativity, it puts up a veil. And when we have thoughts and words and actions that are based in abundance and positive expectation, no matter what our current circumstances, we remove a block or a veil. And it's this light of grace that's all around us, that's all around us, that illuminates the abundance. And in fact, anytime you want, you can just close your eyes and feel that light of grace. Just feel that abundance. Actually, do it right now. Just close your eyes. Can you feel a vibration? Just that vibration. It's grace. That's what it is. It's vibrating all around you. And all your job is to allow that grace, to let the sunshine of abundance shine on you, and to stop stepping on the water hose. And of course, you know that abundance doesn't have to do with just money. Abundance is in every area of your life, because the truth is, it doesn't really matter that much how much money you have in the bank, because poverty and prosperity don't so much live in the purse or the wallet or the bank as they live in your heart and mind. I'm sure we all know people who are very wealthy, who have millions of dollars, but spend their lives complaining how bad things are and watching every penny and always mistrusting people and never sharing their abundance and always living with a fear of loss. And I'm sure you know people who have very little financial abundance, but their lives are abundant with happiness. They have rich lives. They go to cultural events and have great times with family and friends, and they're rich in love and laughter. They go off on fun excursions and camping and picnics and concerts, and they're deeply content and deeply fulfilled. So since abundance lives in the mind and the consciousness, that's where we're going to start uncreating poverty and creating prosperity. So let me just give you one technique to address the real probability that somewhere along the line in your life, you got the idea that abundance and ease of life was somehow wrong or bad or unspiritual. And it's time to undo it. I had that one big time, by the way. My dad was the most generous person in the entire world. Back at the house after his funeral, people showed up that we didn't even know and told a story about his acts of generosity, things that he had done that he never told us that he did. And everyone loved him. He was really the nicest guy you would ever want to meet, but he had this god-awful poverty consciousness. True story. When he died, he kept his important papers in his nightstand, and we knew that there was the papers for his funeral, his cemetery plot, in this folder. And after he died, we opened up the folder. I swear to you, we open up the folder, and there is the deed to his cemetery plot, and paper clipped to it was, I kid you not, a discount coupon for a coffin. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. And by the way, when he died, he left my mom a small fortune. Again, we had no idea, because we lived very modestly while he was alive. His consciousness just didn't let him enjoy what he had. And one thing I remember is that he always criticized rich people. He said that all rich people were crooks. And maybe that was one of the reasons why he never got to enjoy his material wealth, although he did enjoy in many other ways. So let's try this on for the coming week. Whenever we see someone who has something that we would love to have in our life, whether it's a fabulous car, a beautiful house, a stunning spouse, whatever it is, a best-selling book, a big, business contract, or whatever it is, a booming coaching business, instead of criticizing them and pointing out the reason, even in your own mind, why they don't deserve that good fortune, send love their way, which energetically opens you to receive. And then say, and that's for me. Just let the universe know that that's what you'd like, and you can have it without taking anything away from them. I call that putting your order into life. That's for me, universe. Hey, if you didn't order anything from the Neiman Marcus catalog this week, would you be sitting home waiting for something to arrive? Likewise, tell that big order taker in the sky, that's for me. And let's see what happens. Wishing you infinite success and unbounded prosperity.